Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at what is going on with the pull rates for Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia. Now, with this, there's two good reasons why we need to do this. Firstly, they didn't do a proper box opening on the official channel to show us, which is a bit sad, boo hiss, etc. But also, we've got those new MURs, what I'm calling the Mega Ultra Rares, the really ridiculously rare cards. Yeah, they are pretty gosh darn rare. How rare are they? Well, I think I have an answer for you. It's just kind of hard to figure out because, and I cannot stress this enough, these cards are really, really rare. Now, the one thing that does seem to be standing quite nicely, you get free illustration rares when you buy a box of either Mega Brave or Mega Symphonia. You buy a box, you get free, nice and simple. Am I wish casting by putting the Stuffle, the Helioptile, and the Snover up on the screen here? Might be, ladies and gentlemen. I'm totally cool with that. But the point is, you get 3 of these in a box. There's 12 of them there in total. So essentially here, you know, every box is giving you 1 of the 4 illustration rares, or to put it another way, you got a 1 in 4 chance of getting the specific illustration rare you want in any given box. This is the way it's been for a little while. Nothing's really changed. Jobs are good 'un. But what about everything else? Because we'll get to the gold cards in a minute, but they're not the only new style of secret rare that we've actually got in Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia. Because, of course, we have those full art item cards or trainer cards. They're new. We've not had them before. So then we need to ask the question of, well, hang on a second, how rare are they? Now, I do need to give my usual warning here, and that is we are not working on perfect information, just to be clear. We are working on very much imperfect information. I've had a look at a bunch of people in Japan who have opened a few cartons, and I'm going off of that. And it seems to be relatively good, especially for the, not ridiculously rare ones. But as with all of this, needs to be taken with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But from what I can see, the full art trainers are actually significantly less rare than the rest of the cards. In 10 cartons, in 120 boxes, got 120 of these. Got 120 of these full art trainer cards in their boxes. Which honestly kind of makes sense. Because I saw someone else do an opening, and do you know how many full arts they got in 120 boxes? 120. These seem to be pretty reliably 1 per box. In addition to your usual secret rare. And this is perfect. I love this. Because my biggest worry here, my biggest thing I was concerned about was that I would be opening Japanese boxes and getting like a full art item or stadium card or whatever. I think they're just tools and items for the time being. But I was worried that I would basically get this and that would be my secret rare for the set. However, like I say, I'm looking at a couple of different people here who each opened 10 cartons, 120 boxes, and both of them got exactly 120 full art trainer cards, as in your items and tools, and then 120 other, or about 120 other things. So this seems pretty much 1 per box, which I absolutely adore, because it means that you're basically getting an extra fancy card per box. If you're giving this to me in addition to our regular secret rare, huge fan. If you're giving it to me instead of my regular secret rare, I don't like that at all. But like I say, the people I'm looking at here, they basically got, over 120 secret rares, as we would normally understand them to be, and then exactly 120 of these full art trainers. Maybe it's a coincidence. I'm going to suggest it's not. By the way, it seems to be averaging about 135-ish, so there are some boxes, of course, as we've always said, that do come with more than one secret rare. But you get this in addition. That seems like a win to me. What have we got in terms of other ones? Well, it's interesting because the Pokemon seem to be coming out a fair bit more often than the supporter cards. But then again, that kind of makes sense because in each of the sets we've got 5 full art Pokemon and we've got 2 full art supporters. So actually we should be getting the Pokemon coming out about 2.5 times as often, and that is generally what we are seeing here. So this makes perfect sense. The way I've seen it subscribed is you've got a 0.64% chance of getting a full art supporter and a 1.81 chance of getting a full art Pokemon. This is in each individual pack. Remember, there are 30 packs per box. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Another way to put it here would be there were about 90 full arts in 120 boxes. So the full art Pokemon and supporters in total come in about 3 out of 4 boxes. Although again, the ratio is going to be heavily leaning towards Pokemon, about 2.5 times as many Pokemon as supporters. Now in terms of the special art rares, remember these again come in Pokemon and trainer form, as in supporter. And these come in 1.08 packs, 39 of them coming around in 120 boxes. So about 1 per 3 boxes. It's about a 1 in 3 box ratio. Which kind of makes sense. Because there aren't very many of these, there's only 5 of them in total. I've not seen these being split up by support. Well, I could do it myself, but the point is there's no point splitting it too much because the pull rates on these are so low. And, you know, one person I saw got a lot more Lieutenant Surge than Absol, for instance. That doesn't really mean anything. That's random variance from a relatively small number of boxes. So about 1 special art rare in every 3 boxes kind of makes perfect sense. So what about the big ones then? What about these gold cards, the MURs, which I'm assuming stands for Mega Ultra Rare, as in they are ultra rare Mega Pokemon, not just, hey, they're Mega Ultra Rare, dude, which would sound weird. Now, we don't have great information here because the pull rate of them is so hilariously low, but the 2 openings I've been having a look at, one person opened up 120 boxes and got 2, and another person opened 120 boxes and got 3. So if we take that as 5 in 240 boxes, that gives us one of these in every 48 boxes. Yeah. That's rare, ladies and gentlemen. That's rare. To put it another way, there's 30 packs in a box. So if we times 48 by 30, that would give you 1 in 1,440 packs, which is absurdly rare. But again, I need to stress, we're working off imperfect information here. We're going from a fairly small sample size. I do think it's fair at this stage to round up to 1 in 50 boxes, bearing in mind that, as I keep telling you, there's 10 boxes in a case or a carton or however you want to put it. So 1 in every 5 cartons, 1 in every 5 cases. That is a sensible number. Because of these low pull rate here, the rule is very simple. The more boxes you open, the better pull rate you get. I can tell you the illustration rares are 3 in a box because you open up 240 boxes and every one of them has 3 in. I can tell you that the full art trainer cards are goods cards. They are 1 per box because we had 240 boxes opened and 240 of them pulled. That is a good sample that lets us see. But 240 boxes, 5 of these? Does anyone honestly think that's going to give us a great sample to give us proper numbers? I'm calling it 1 in 50 boxes. And you know what? This actually fits what a lot of other card games are doing. Look at Enchanted in Lorcana. In the West, they're 1 in 4 boxes, 1 in 100 packs. this is a lot rarer than them. But take the manga rares in One Piece again in the West. Now, I've not ever been told a number that's really accurate, but we're told 1 in 10 cases, which is 1 in 120 boxes, which is 1 in 2,880, actually pretty much twice as rare as these. So I'm telling you the best I can, but there is a real trend lately of card games going, look how rare this card is, don't you want this card? And the answer is yes, we all do want this card. They are crazy rare. I was really struggling for a while to find a good scan of these MURs because a lot of shops over in Japan were opening boxes and just not pulling these. So I wasn't able to find a scan for a while because the kind of shops that would usually scan and put a scan of the card online just weren't pulling them. It is that ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Are they going to be as rare over here? Don't know. But what we can say is for now, oh my word, these cards are rare. But I have told you about all of this now. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Tell me which cards you're looking for. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about, well, Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Unknown One, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.